Piracy was an illegal practice of looting ships. Many were known as bloodthirsty packs of dogs. But what was the real story behind most of these men and women? First up, back in the 16th century, you were either a pirate or a privateer, though it's known today that they were basically one and the same. However, the privateers were given a letter of marque, which was a license to loot enemy ships in time of war. But most of the privateers looted during peacetime anyway. The best ship to be used in these times of pirates was known as a sloop. They had very shallow hulls and were extremely fast. They could also sail very close to shore, so they could hide into coves when an enemy was coming, or to be ready to attack ships that would cross the Atlantic. Being a pirate had its promise, with the hope of making as much as 10 times the pay of the top sailor. All it took was hard work and the willingness to fight or die. It didn't matter if you had one eye or one leg. The life of the pirate had its promises of a fortune and fear. However, being a pirate was no vacation. With every reward, there must be a price. Men often got scurvy. An example of a symptom, bloody gums, is shown in this picture, which was from not having enough vitamin C. Is this the rumor of the bloodthirsty pirates came from? Hardships with food was another factor. Fresh meat mostly included turtle and the occasional chicken. Otherwise, it was beetle-infested biscuits. Yum! A rumored story is that one ship got so hungry they boiled their leather satchels to eat for dinner. No. Most think that because of the lack of food, pirates drink rum and beer. However, water was kept aboard, but soon it became unsuitable to drink. So the only hydration became beer and rum, though it's known today that alcohol dehydrates you. Piracy did have its extreme rewards, such as gold rings, emeralds, sapphires, garnets, opals, silver, copper alloy, and even pistols. However, the most treasured treasure among pirates wasn't something shiny, but a medicine cabinet. A medicine cabinet was almost like gold. Because of these treasures, pirates didn't fight just the authorities, but privateers and even other pirates. So pirates needed to be heavily armed at all times. Weapons included blunderbuss, folding bayonets, rigging hatchets, cutlass pistols, and daggers. Pirates even had early grenades filled with gunpowder and bits of metal. They made more noise though. But how did these gruesome men get ashore? Well, they were actually welcomed in the English colonies of America because of the gold and silver they spent, and they supplied the settlers with stolen goods. Though the pirates did trade and barter, the common money was silver coins, called pieces of 8. Silver was used for money because gold was considered too valuable. Certain pirates favored certain towns, like Edward Teach, otherwise known as Blackbeard, favored the North Carolina. Even though he was one of the most notorious pirates, the Carolinas welcomed him. Another famous pirate, Captain Kidd, was also welcomed in the Carolinas, but it's said that his greatest haul is buried on Garganer's Island. Flags were a key element in telling pirates apart, especially when they were coming into port. But many pirates flew a flag called the Jolly Roger, as shown. But all pirates had one great big thing in common.
We all pirates like coffee. We kill everybody, we rifle